Welcome everyone, good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday, Kentucky. Now, the correct name of the dance troupe is
Allegro.
Allegro. But I'm telling you, the way it looks on the screen is Algero. And it's just like...
We're working with it.
And I'm
We're doing our
thinking,
best.
I swear that's a car. Do you know what I mean? It's so bad, I know. So forgive me, and they'll come over and do a high kick to my head or something, I'm sure.
Really?
Look, karate chop. Ooh, Lisa
Yeah,
brought
probably.
out those moves.
Hey, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
It's Friday. I get
What are you
to meet
doing
all.
for
The
4th of July?
We're going to do a little
weekend?
camping, do a little
you?
barbecue. Oh, yeah. We're going
Like
to
camping?
cave run. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
A little rock climbing. Celebrate
Really?
America.
So you take everything with you out in the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty chill. We're pretty resourceful at this point. You know, we do it a lot.
You just pack up the camper truck and...
No. We just, we'll fill up, some backpacks, some coolers, and we'll make
You literally go camping?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just playing.
No, we're being tents and sleeping on the ground.
Yeah.
I know.
Good for
I
you.
know it's scary.
Getting back to earth.
Just getting
Back to
grounded.
nature. What about you, my friend?
I am just hanging out at home with the kids, going
Nice.
swimming and,
Well,
just hanging
because
out.
Doug's away, of course,
Exactly.
in Afghanistan. So I would assume that you'll have a conversation with him.
Oh, yes.
Going to see the fireworks, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to take the boys out and we'll go to our church. It's right in good view of the fireworks over at Kroger Field. So, yeah, we're going to have fun.
Good. I think it's good. Hey, I wanted to touch on this topic and see what you both think about what's gone down. A New Jersey Catholic school that was ordered to rescind two sisters' expulsion after the older sister's legal battle to play on a boys' basketball team is now telling the girls it won't allow them to return to the school next year. Now, NewJersey.com reports St. Teresa's School in Kenilworth rejected the applications for September from 13-year-old Sydney Phillips and her younger sister Caitlin. Now, the girls were expelled earlier this year after their family sued the school and the Archdiocese last December when the school's officials said Sydney could not play on a boys' basketball team. Here's my question to you both. Should girls and boys, if it's a boys' basketball team,
Right.
should they be allowing girls to play on it? I'm going to open it up to that.
Okay, well, first
It's
of
not
all,
mixed teams. This girl wanted to play on an
On the boys.
all-male basketball
okay,
team.
first of all, does the school offer a girls' basketball team?
I
That
would
be-
I would probably assume so. If not, I don't know.
I don't know either. So, to me, I think that if there's a girls' team, then she should be playing with the girls. But I did have a friend who played boys' baseball when we were younger kids, but she was fully capable of playing boys' baseball. She was awesome, and as long as the girl can keep up and persevere in that boys' sport, then I see no problem with it. But if they did offer a girls' basketball team, I think that's where she should have been playing, honestly.
I like that, and I agree with it to an extent. But I think, if she can play, let her play.
Yeah,
let her
she's
get
a-
down with the
She's
boys.
a baller, let her
Right?
ball.
I think the big thing is probably, her actually being able to, having the changing rooms after, having to accommodate that. If there is a girls' team,
Yeah.
it'd be a lot easier to accommodate.
I don't think it was so much that, though. I think it was more about having a girl on the all boys basketball team. Here's my thought with it, and maybe our dancers might want to chime in a little bit later on. I think you shouldn't do that for that type of sport. It's a bit like here they were wanting to have some of the girls play your football.
Right.
Okay, but then they decided to have girls' football teams. The reason why is because I've watched basketball and those boys get a bit rough.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely aggressive.
So I'm thinking to myself, would a girl get hurt? And do the guys have to play less
Aggressive?
aggressively if there's a girl on the opposite side?
I just
Do you
feel,
see where I'm going with that?
I understand what you're saying, but I do feel that if she is going to play with the boys, then her chances of getting hurt are just as good as any of those boys on
Troy,
the team.
these girls are ruthless now. They will take you down on a basketball
Well,
court.
I'm just
They're
saying,
tough.
it's
They
just
are
opening
tough.
that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that there's boys and girls sports. I
Right.
also think that's great to have mixed sex sports. Do you know what I mean? Where there's
Yeah.
equal amount.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. But I think one girl on a basketball team is open for injury, and issues down the road? What happens if one of the guys did knock her over and
Right.
she got concussed? Now, I know that can also happen to guys, but, you know, there's court cases that I just think it's just leave it alone, you know?
Yeah.
And now they're basically saying that they're not allowed to come back to school. Should she be suspended?
See, that's a whole
Not
other
really.
story.
That's
than
a
this.
whole
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah.
And I feel that she should have not been expelled from the school, her and her sister.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
I think
mean,
it's
wow.
funny when these sort of things come out, everyone. There's a lot more to the story that
Usually.
doesn't get printed in the press
Right.
or on the internet.
Well, the family sued, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the school's like, well, this is
We'll just
awkward.
release
This
this
is
bit of
awkward.
information. Hey, let's move this along and find out where the biggest fireworks are going to be. Is this across America?
Yeah,
or-
this is across America. And there's some of my favorite spots. I was kind of checking out. We're trying to figure out like what we were really going to do for the 4th, and I was
Yeah.
like, I really want to do a big show. Well, the biggest show in the U.S. for the fireworks is 25 minutes long. It's in New York City.
Is it?
So that's really cool. I've actually been to New York for the fireworks
Oh,
on
look
the
how
4th.
beautiful that
It's
is.
so neat because you can be in one of the sky rises, and you're just really getting a lot from it. And that was one of my favorite
And I was going to
places.
say, I think, doesn't that get broadcast live and it's Macy's
It does.
fireworks?
It's Macy's fireworks,
Oh,
and it's they've got parades going throughout the day, and it's just a really big celebration in
and they've
general.
got 50,000 effects.
Oh, I mean, it's an extravaganza. It's awesome. There's like 3 million people that usually are live there while it's happening. So it's a huge. They've got the bridges are all covered with people, so you can see it from so many different aspects of the city. Now, one of my next favorites and one of the biggest, I've been there for that, was DC. It's got a huge,
that would be
show. You're at the
beautiful, wouldn't
National Mall. It's definitely one of the most probably, because people are celebrating our independence.
Yeah.
As DC being our capital, it's kind of where all the magic goes down. So, have you guys ever been to DC for
I
it?
haven't been to DC at all
You
yet.
need to make
Oh,
that
you
happen.
definitely do.
It's a magical city.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It really
Can't
is.
wait.
Something
Now,
else.
one of the next best places is the Boston Pops fireworks show. This
Oh,
is a huge display, and Boston's it's kind of dynamic with its own culture, and they've really got everything from music accompanying the orchestra, the Boston Pops. They're incredible. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten to see. Have you done that?
I haven't been to Boston
Will you
yet
please
either.
make your American bucket list and let's rock and roll with this?
I know.
It's been 6 years,
Come
Troy.
on, game face.
I've been working to entertain the people of Kentucky
it's
with
true.
announcing everything wrong.
Well, we're working on it. And one of the next places is definitely the Atlantic City fireworks show. It is incredible.
I've been there.
Okay,
You
of
have
course,
not.
right? Atlantic City.
No, I
the
have.
wi-
I've flown
it's a
in and out.
Little wild city. I can totally see Troy being like, check
It's a
mark.
lovely airport.
Well, the city in itself, they do it really big, and it's Atlantic City. It's kind of like the little Vegas of the East.
All right,
Now,
you've got one more.
the next is definitely one of the biggest shows in the U.S. It's St. Louis. It's at the Fair of St. Louis. It's huge.
Wow.
It's one of the biggest shows in America.
Okay.
It's broadcasted throughout. They call it America's biggest birthday party. So they're doing over 15,000 pounds of fireworks. It's an event.
Okay. Well, I think that would be good, and we'll see all that come up on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
sure.
a big fireworks fan. I get it.
Right.
But I come from Australia where they make such a big deal about New Year's Eve, and you've seen the fireworks there.
Right.
It is cray.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit something that you brought up, how other countries celebrate Independence Day. And what I said something up here. I'm going to throw you under the bus here, my friend.
Oh, Lord.
And I said, well, do you know what the meaning of Independence Day is here in America and Memorial Day and along that? And you said, well, you should know that, Troy. Australia's independent. I went, no, my friend. We still have the Queen.
But they did ship all of the criminals over to Australia, right?
We did. Well, they did. Not me. They shipped me over here.
So it was
Right.
really it's actually Britain's independence from you all, right?
Well, no, we still are governed by the royal,
Right, right.
the monarch, I should say.
Yeah.
So what have you got here for us, my friend?
Well, it's kind of looking at like what other countries are doing. America, it's like barbecues, it's fireworks, it's parades, it's extravagant to say the least. I'm gonna probably wear like a whole American flag outfit. Listen, you gotta have fun. Okay?
You're not wrapping yourself in a flag.
No,
It's an
no,
American
but
flag.
like an
outfit.
American flag T-shirt.
I
understand.
An American flag hat. You gotta rock
I
out the
did that.
colors.
One of the shows when I first came to America, I thought I was being, cool, and I wrapped a flag around me, and viewers wrote in saying I was being disrespectful, and then I got so upset by it because I didn't understand that was disrespectful. I felt really bad about it.
Well, you know, I think you'll see people this 4th of July with flags wrapped around them as capes, and not in a disrespectful sense, but just having fun with it, you know, the parades. But some of the different countries we were looking at is, what are they doing? We checked out things like Bangladesh. That was really cool, seeing that, you know, it's people are always going into parades because it's a celebration, taking to the streets. You can see this is actually over in Afghanistan, outside, not Afghanistan, I'm sorry, but no, that's Bangladesh. And going around and really just being, you know, present in the moment of celebrating their country, launching different things, whether it's fireworks, that's huge wherever we're going. So, you know, another one of the cool countries was Malaysia. They actually have flag waving contests. So they're going to do different sites throughout, huge flags, like, you know.
Do you like how these are all part of the British colony? Like,
yeah,
they're all like, let's get away from the Aussies and the British.
They're almost
and the
all
Canadians.
celebrating, you know, their independence. One of the next we have, well, with Malaysia was definitely Mexico, and it's huge. They're known for their fireworks with their Independence Day.
When is their Independence Day?
Mexico's is September 16th,
Yeah, I
and
was
it's
thinking,
you know,
yeah.
celebrating from Spain. One of the few that's not with Great Britain. So,
But it's funny because a lot of people also think Cinco de Mayo is their actual Independence
and
Day.
we talked about
but
that.
it is not. Yes, we did, but we were having those mint
we're
juleps.
basically
Yes,
like
we
a
learn on
history
the show.
meeting
Yeah,
on the show.
exactly. Hey, Lisa, let's move this along to you know, something far more interesting. And we're talking about gut bacteria, everyone.
I'm always the one that brings the
get all the
really
dirty stuff.
gross
What do you
topics.
got for us, my
Okay,
friend?
so here's the deal. Have you ever had a gut feeling about somebody? Like you
Every
meet
day.
somebody?
Yep.
You had a very good gut feeling about me, didn't you, when you hired
It was
me?
gorgeous.
But, you know, these gut feelings that we have, you know, I mean, they are finding, research has found that these gut feelings, there might be something to this. That there is a connection between the gut and the brain. And some of us have already known this because I actually have worked with my son on a gluten-free diet.
That's good.
My oldest has autism, so we started a gluten-free diet, and we definitely saw a difference in his
I believe that,
stemming
Lisa.
and his
I believe that.
everything that it was attached to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cure. It did not cure, but it did lessen it. And so that was my first understanding of this gut-brain connection. And so this study done in UCLA, they took a group of 40 women and they divided them based on the composition of the gut bacteria that they had inside their stomachs. And 33 of the women were put into one group where they found that they had a higher level of bacteroids, and then the other 7 women had a higher level of Provotella in their gut.
I'm glad you pronounced those words.
Right.
And but the bottom line was the difference between those bacteria, the amount of bacteria that were in those women's guts, that when those women were shown pictures or images of very emotional type of pictures to help stimulate some type of a brain emotion. When they studied the brains during this, they found that the women with the Provotella had more anxiety. All of them, so all 7 of them had more anxiety attached to these images that they were looking at versus the other women. And I think that's fascinating. You're looking at me like
I'm like, dude, does that mean I need to eat more peanut butter so I can get the gut feeling?
Well, I'm thinking, what do we? Are you saying that we need to cut out gluten?
No, I'm not at all. And the study's not even suggesting that.
Oh, right.
They're just showing that there
The guys
is
on
a
the
connection.
table started to go.
I know, they were
what are we
starting to
not?
get, it was
what-
just the same look I get from Doug when I start talking science with him. He starts getting that sleepy,
I was
faraway
like,
look.
a mother's intuition coming in here. I don't, you know, people with big bellies are going to be more intuitive. I didn't know where it was going. I was ready for it.
But bottom line is that they did find that there is a connection there between the gut and the brain. So we need to keep our eyes open for future research.
Yeah,
that's
my
gonna be
gut,
coming out.
my brain's telling my gut right now. You got to get onto the teas, my friend. We've got to get off table talk because you've got to get outside.
I do have to get
my gut
outside
wants
to
a
the
burger.
food truck.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Up next, I will be heading out to the parking lot to chat with Pit Stop
Who?
Burgers.
You?
Me, right here. Not these guys. Keep it right here. You're on Midday Kentucky.